This is a Canyon full carbon road bike, £7,000. Blaser carbon success, £7,000. Very similar weights. How cool is that? Somebody described carbon fibre as the next generation clean material. So what's it all about? I've got over £50,000 worth of rifles here. Aren't they gorgeous? There's something about carbon fibre which really makes them special. It's not for everybody's taste. It's maybe not for the hardline hunter, but they're absolutely gorgeous. But what is it about carbon? It's on the bikes, it's on my car, it's on my tennis racket, it's on my hockey stick, it's on my shooting sticks, it's everywhere. But what can it do for the rifle? Is it just about the weight? I wonder. To gauge some public opinion about carbon rifles, I put a post on my Facebook page and I was quite surprised. I had over 100 comments from quite a variety of people. And one of the things which came up about 4 times was that does having a lighter stock alter the balance of the rifle? So in theory, if you lose the weight from here, and if you've got a moderator like we do in the UK, does it become more tippy? I think the word was, I think somebody mentioned to me, which I thought, yes, that's a really good, I agree with that point. And then some chap from South Africa wrote in saying, hang on guys, you Brits, you use bipods, you use high seats, and you use sticks. So who the hell cares about tipping point of your rifle, about the balance of the rifle? At the end of the day, you plonk them on your sticks, and you just take a shot. In South Africa, we have our 375s and our big old boys after buffalo, and we freehand. And the balance is very important. So actually guys, you don't need to worry about that. I've got 12.5 stone on this Browning stock. Okay, not a thing you normally do, but I'm just trying to make the point is what you gain with carbon is you can have the same rigidity but at a lot less weight. Yeah, so it may not be any more rigid than say a synthetic compound, but is actually lighter, and that's the biggest benefit of using carbon. One of the many questions I was asked about carbon is how durable it is. And I think there is definitely a question mark, all depending on the design and also how the stock's made. But I do really think that if you compare, let's say, a carbon stock to a synthetic or a laminate stock, I think that actually the carbon stock will probably scratch maybe a bit more. That's just my own personal opinion. I've only had these for 2 weeks. I've shot them all. I've shot deer with them. I've dragged them through bushes. Sorry, Blaser, didn't. I have done that actually, anyway. And yeah, no problem at all. But I do think that actually sometimes the carbon stock would be easier to scratch perhaps. If you were to drop a carbon stock, I think they vary quite a bit. This is quite durable, this is quite thick stock, whereas some of the other carbon stock's a lot thinner. So I think if you were to invest in a carbon stock, you'll probably be a lot more careful what you do with it. So that's probably the thing. So are they more durable? I question they are. Barrels, carbon barrels. One of the things people talk about is the heat dissipation. They're apparently able to kind of dissipate the heat, and maybe better than a steel barrel. Not too sure about that, but it's one of the things they talk about, despite carbon fibre being insulated, but there's apparently something which happens in the process, the way the barrel's made. Anyway, the only way to try this out is actually to burn some ammunition. And a very unscientific way, perhaps, all I can do is put several shots through this rifle. I've taken the moderator off because the moderator for this rifle will not put up with kind of 15 or 20 shots. Get it nice and hot, and then I'll go to the and fill that, and then I'll go to the Browning X bolt, and we'll do the same thing. But and the Browning X bolt's got a fluted barrel, so it's interesting. Anyway, let's have a go. We'll get them nice and hot, which is quite fun. Burn some ammunition, and see if we can actually just feel the differences between the two barrels. Okay. You boffins will probably say this is absolute rubbish, but anyway, we're just trying to just an experiment really. The Browning, which has got the fluted barrel, is very light barrel. It's a very kind of it's a sporting barrel. That's actually quite warm after 5 shots. The fluting is obviously helping the heat to be dissipated from the barrel, and the Christensen Arms carbon barrel actually is very cool. Yes, I know this is a thicker barrel, so therefore we take a lot more time for the heat to kind of go out. So actually, we've actually proved nothing at all. But we just try and make the point that some manufacturers are saying that the carbon barrels dissipate heat a bit more and better than steel. I don't know, I'm not sure, but leave you that to figure that one out. This is the new Browning X Bolt Pro Carbon. It's the Pro because it's got a Cerakote coating all over the action and also the bolt, fluted bolt, and a lapped barrel, and most importantly, it's actually got a carbon stock. So this stock is actually foam on the inside, but it's actually been wrapped with 2 or so layers of carbon fibre around the outside, which makes it actually very durable. It's a very pointy rifle. It feels actually lovely. And what that's achieved is actually knocked about ½ pound off the weight of the rifle. So there's a ½ pound, which is quite a bit. But the X Pro Carbon is about £2,000. So this is the cheapest model we have here today. This shows you what great value for money. But delightful stock. It's got nice little inlays here, which are fairly grippable, and also on the fore end. So overall, actually, that's value for money. Okay, from America, this is the Christensen Arms Ridgeline. This is a light hunting rifle. It's got a carbon composite stock, but the most exciting thing about this rifle is the barrel. It's got their own manufactured carbon barrel. So you can see from this, it's quite a thick barrel, quite a thick profile, and the idea actually is this thick profile gives a lot more rigidity compared to a steel barrel, but it's a lot lighter, and that's the point about carbon barrels. You can actually get a lot thicker barrel and the rigidity, but for probably 1 or 2 pounds weight saving. So if you want a workhorse, this could well fit the bill. You can use it for stalking, you can use it down the rifle range. But if you want a carbon barrel stock combination, this could be the one for you. Now we're getting into the luxury market. The Sauer 404 XTC, the C means carbon. Isn't that a thing of beauty? You can see the very fine carbon wrapping on the stock. The thumb hole is absolutely gorgeous, and you got the adjustable stock on this. So this rifle is around about £5,500. A standard 404 about £3,500. So you're paying £2,000 extra for this carbon stock. But you are losing about £0.75 pound in weight as well. So there are advantages to that. So you're paying an extra £2,000. It looks simply gorgeous. It feels absolutely wonderful. And that's £5,500. And that will do everything you possibly want. All the way from Finland, the Seiko, the Sako Carbon Light. So this is a Seiko Fin Light with a carbon stock. What I find very interesting about this is the price point. This is about £2,700 retail. You can get it cheaper in the shops, as we all know, but it is so light. They've shaved a pound off the Fin Light with this. So it is so pointable. It just feels absolutely gorgeous. And I think the way the carbon's been put together, I don't know how they lay these carbon things, but they've got obviously a shell, 2 shells clamped together and polished. But that is a really well put together rifle. One thing I like about this is actually the grippability. The actual surface is not slidey at all, it's actually grippable. So I imagine when it's wet, it's even better. I've had a few of my mates turn up to have a play with these rifles, And all I can say is, as soon as they picked this one up, they felt, ooh, this feels nice. Yeah, yeah. But at 5.3 pounds, this is, it's so light, but they just loved the way it felt. They picked it up and went, wow, that's a proper stalker's rifle. I think it's just one hell of a rifle. As soon as I picked that up, I like this. And now for something completely different. This is what I call the hooligan's rifle. No disrespect to Dane and Company custom rifles. This is a beautiful bit of engineering, but compared to our stalking rifles, it is a bit of a hooligan's rifle. It's a Manners tactical stock. It's got a Defiance action. It's got a Proof Research Sundero barrel. It's 18 inches long. This is a 6.5 Creedmoor with an 18-inch barrel. And it's got obviously this very, very tactical stock. You can see the carbon fibre on it. It's very heavy. This is actually a practical rifle come range rifle, so it's not really a stalking rifle. You know, you probably could use it for stalking, but it's just different, it's interesting. I've shot this out to 700 meters, it shoots very, very well. And also, on a serious note, the practical rifle competitions, which are just starting in the UK, are proving so popular. And guys, this is the kind of thing you'll be using, so feast your eyes on this. This could be the future of the practical rifle industry. This whole rifle, scope, the moderator, the whole thing is about £8,000. If you would like a bit of quality bling, this is it. You see the way the stock glistens in the sunshine here. It's actually a beautifully designed stock. I'm being very disrespectful to say it's blingy, but it is in some ways. You know, this is the R8 Carbon Success. So it's a standard R8 with a very, very lovely looking carbon stock. And it's also got the leather insert. So it's similar to the R8 Mauser, but with a carbon stock. It is a lot lighter than the standard R8 Professional Success. It's about £0.5 pound lighter. The Mauser is about £4,500, and this is £7,500. So for every 100 grams of weight loss, it's going to cost £1,000. Okay, some would say that's a waste of money, but they are absolutely gorgeous. If you're spending that much money on a rifle anyway, why not? So that's the Blaser R8 Carbon Success. This is a Blaser K95, the diamond in the collection of carbon rifles. It is an absolute beauty. It is unique. Oh, I just love it so much. But anyway, it's got to go back. You don't see many of these in the UK. It's a single shot mountain rifle. It's just like a little shotgun. It's so light. This one's in 308. But what they've done is, they're normally in wood or synthetic. They've put the carbon forend and the carbon stock. You know, I've shot up in the Alps with one of these. I think I shot a chamois actually with one, and just chucking that over my back, you know, or putting it into my rucksack. I mean, it comes apart. Look at this. It's just like a shotgun. There you go. Just put that into my rucksack. How cool is that? Oh, just love it. Oh, I can't. Oh, I just want one. I just want one. I've obviously got very expensive taste actually, but yes, yeah. So is there a place for carbon on the rifle? Most definitely there is. Perhaps there's more advances to be made with the design. It'll become more affordable. What's the next stage in stock or barrel production with carbon? It's absolutely fascinating. So I think it's just the start of things to come, really. And as for my rifle test today, absolutely loved it. It's fascinating learning about carbon and what it can do. And as for my carbon footprints, ooh, I think I need to go back on that bike and burn a few calories.